Welcome to Confidence Business English channel. In today's lesson, we'll explore essential business English phrases for meetings. Whether you're discussing ideas, agreeing, disagreeing, or making suggestions, these expressions will help you communicate professionally and confidently. Let's get started. Section 1. Starting a meeting. At the beginning of a meeting, it's important to start professionally. Here are some common phrases. 1. Let's get started, shall we? For example, let's get started, shall we? We have a lot to cover in today's meeting. 2. Thank you all for being here today. For example, thank you all for being here today. I appreciate your time and participation. 3. Before we begin, let's go over today's agenda. For example, before we begin, let's go over today's agenda. First, we'll discuss the project updates, followed by budget allocation, and finally, the next steps. Section 2. Agreeing and disagreeing politely. In meetings, you often need to agree or disagree with someone. Here's how to do it professionally. To agree, 1. I completely agree with that. For example, I completely agree with that. Improving customer service should be our top priority. 2. That's a great point. For example, that's a great point. Investing in employee training will definitely boost productivity. 3. I was just about to say that. For example, I was just about to say that. Expanding into new markets is a smart long-term strategy. To disagree politely, 1. I see your point, but I think, for example, I see your point, but I think we should analyze the data further before making a decision. 2. That's an interesting idea, but have you considered, for example, that's an interesting idea, but have you considered the potential risks involved? 3. I'm not sure I agree. Could you explain further? For example, I'm not sure I agree. Could you explain further how this approach would reduce costs? Section 3. Making suggestions. When you want to make a suggestion in a meeting, use these phrases. 1. How about we, for example, how about we schedule a follow-up meeting next week to finalize the details? 2. I'd suggest that we, for example, I'd suggest that we allocate more time to discussing the budget before making a final decision. 3. Why don't we consider, for example, why don't we consider outsourcing this task to improve efficiency? Section 4. Asking for opinions and clarification. If you need someone's opinion or clarification, try these phrases. 1. What do you think about this? For example, what do you think about this new marketing strategy? Do you believe it will increase engagement? 2. Could you clarify what you mean by, for example, could you clarify what you mean by cost-effective solution? Are you referring to reducing expenses or improving efficiency? 3. I'm not sure I follow. Could you explain? For example, I'm not sure I follow. Could you explain how this new policy will impact our workflow? Section 5. Summarizing and closing a meeting. At the end of a meeting, it's important to summarize key points. You can use these phrases. 1. To summarize, we decided to, for example, to summarize, we decided to implement the new client feedback system starting next quarter. 2. Just to confirm, we agreed that, for example, just to confirm, we agreed that the marketing team will finalize the campaign by Friday. 3. Let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone. For example, let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for your valuable input. Have a great day. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future business English lessons. Also, let me know in the comments, what business English topic should we cover next? See you in the next podcast.